As you guys know, it is Drunken Chat, son. As you guys know, it is Drunken Chat, son.
All right, everybody, welcome to It's Drunken Chat, son. I'm your host, Chitlins, Grins, and Cornbread on the Comic Crusader Network. Happy to have you guys here on another Saturday morning. We are going to talk about all types of stuff. We are going to talk about the news that came out this past week. We're going to talk about some of the new releases, some of the stuff that was coming out or that will be coming out this coming week, and it's going to be quite interesting. I do want to give a shout out to the people in the chat. Hey, looks like Mel freaking chimed in earlier. GTK Comics, Eugene Inyong, the Amp, bringing in. And then who else we got? Looks like and Raymond Camacho. Everybody was talking about the image. So let me go ahead and make sure that can be seen. Yeah, that it's terrifying. It's weird. But first, of course, I will be talking about what happened in the market this week. Weird stuff, good stuff. Number one, the vote for Disney that freaking went through. Interesting results. Talk about that in a week, but mostly for the most part, there was some interesting market corrections, mostly in the entertainment industry, mostly in the technicals like Costco, Walmart, even Nvidia and Apple and Tesla. They had quite a rough week. Now, what will be interesting is that some of the oil giants like Exxon, Chevron, and the like, they actually had a pretty good week. Because I think a lot of people are projecting that in 90 days there's going to be a pop off of some oil and gas prices just popping off. Because I think it went from like 85 to something like 90, and it probably could go up to 160 in about 120 days, 90 to 120 days. So that'll be something to keep an eye out on. As far as Disney, it had a down week from 118. It was at 122 right before the vote. Now it's back down to 118 because it didn't go as well as some voters or some shareholders actually wanted to go. Netflix still staying steady. Warner Brothers got some interesting things to talk about with those guys, and then Fox and then Paramount definitely got some stuff to talk about that, but I think I forgot to freaking make a slide on that one. Here we go. This is your Drunken Chat watch list. These are the ones that we're keeping an eye out for. They actually did pretty well this week at 1.42. So the Drunken Chat watch list, the stock shares, actually beat the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial, and the Nasdaq, and as well as the Russell 2000 for this past week. So we're doing pretty well. The thing to keep an eye out on is IDW. It actually jumped about 9% this week from around 39 to 48. Something's going on, and I have absolutely no clue what's going on. In fact, oh, here we go. We got one of the other drunken sharks. Here we go. There is Mr. Adam Smuley. How's it going, brother?
You need to buy a clue. That's it.
Hey, how's it going, brother? Um,
Doing all right. Hanging in
I-
there.
yeah, we just started talking about. I'm in the shareholders freaking talk right now. I just was talking about IDW. It jumped. It had a weird jump. It was jumping around between like 39 and then it's at 48 cents right now. We're talking about cents. So if you spent like $100, you're pretty much in the freaking black right now. Which
Nice,
was
nice.
what was interesting is that at one point today, or excuse me, on Friday, it did go down to 35 cents as I was watching it, and I was trying to rush to my car, but people freaking stopped me because they had all types of bullshit they would have talked to me about, so I couldn't get there in time to make that freaking thing, to make that trade. Um, but man, at 48 cents, if you got in at 35 and you're at 48 cents, you're feeling yourself right now. Um, but don't know what's going on, but there's definitely some movie, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Comcast, that was all over the place. Actually went down 50.51%, not too bad, but it should go up. And I'll explain that in a little bit. Here's the reason why. Because I don't know, Adam, have you gotten to see any movies in the last 2 weeks? We didn't do a show last week. Have you gotten to see any movies in the last 2 weeks?
No, I have not. I was supposed to go see Ghostbusters as well as Godzilla versus Kong. Go to the new Godzilla thing with Kong.
Okay.
Unfortunately, my older brother slash best friend uh, got into a got into a car accident. So we had to
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is he all right?
well, the last I heard, he was still having problems breathing a little bit. They had him on a breathing tube, and his first two surgeries went.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, he broke his stemma, broke both his hips, uh, lost a lot of blood, the whole fucking 9 yards.
Oh shoot, man. Freaky. No,
So
neither the hour nor the date, man.
I've been talking to his daughter, who I, on and off throughout the week. So
Our prayers are with your brother, man. That
yeah,
freaking
thanks.
sucks, man.
You know,
Um,
so
but
I still want to go see Ghostbusters. Still, might actually try going today at some point.
okay,
Because I have a communion on Sunday I gotta go to, which I'm looking forward to.
okay. The reason why I bring this up is because once again, in order to determine where our hobby might be going, we definitely got to see where the exterior media is going, and it's not looking good. It's not looking good because at number 10, you got this weird movie called Cabrini. Then you had Late Night with the Devil, which was an amazing horror movie.
I heard good
Uh,
things about that.
it is absolutely freaking fantastic. In fact, I'll take a second to talk about that. It is about so for those who are old enough to have been cognizant of what the heck was happening during the 70s and late 70s, early 80s, there was a big satanic scare, right?
Yep.
And between the Bundys and the Manson families and all these cults freaking running around and doing all this weird stuff, there was a big satanic freaking scare. And underneath all that, there was also these other organizations like the Shriners and the Masons. There was a whole big freaking rush to do all and talk about that stuff. And in the meantime, even today we just talk about the Red Skull bones and all that other stuff. Well, this movie, I'm talking about Late Night with the Devil, tries to put it in perspective because one of those big pieces of that cult lore is that some of the most famous people that you know got famous because they belonged to an organization. Like people always talk about Oprah and Obama and
Wow,
Biden's
they
and
do it
really,
from that.
yeah, they're like, oh yeah, no, they probably belong to some secret organization where they have
So the movie does
this ring.
takes it from that angle. That's interesting.
Yeah. Um, so, but it hones in on, and for those, once again, those are who are of us who are old enough that there was only three channels. It hones in on this late night TV host. I forget what his name was, and this guy, he most absolutely freaking had to kiss the ring of somebody in order to get what he wanted. So it hones in on like this one night where he had to get, it was sweeps night, and he had to get everything right. He had to get everything perfect in order to get everything freaking going. And he decides that on Halloween he's gonna have like a psychic reading. He's gonna have like this guy, paranormal guy on there, and then he also has this lady on there who is the ward of a little girl who says that she or purports to have a demon inside of her and everything. So you can only imagine like all the freaking weirdness that can freaking go on. The acting was amazing. The script was amazing. Thus the the whole I want to say the set which this was shown was amazing. Everything about it was freaking good. Um, and had my and I took my 13-year-old son, and he was able to understand. And he's like, I liked it. I don't know what I watched, but I freaking liked it. Yeah, it was freaking it was freaking great, right?
Those are the days.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was just good. If you're into horror movies, or even if you're into reminiscing about the 70s, 80s, and 80s, this is the movie for you because it does come to try and take it into a different light. That some of those older movies like Amityville and Exorcist, where they try and go back and retro you, they kind of try, but they kind of fail. This one was successful in taking you back into that time when that stuff really was freaking scary. It really does. They succeeded that one. The other movies that I have in here, I haven't even heard of Officer the King or The First Omen. Haven't even heard of those. Dune Part Two hanging in there at number four, which is a Warner Brothers movie.
Interesting.
Ghostbusters, the one that you just said you wanted to see, that's a Sony Pictures movie at number three. Then from there, Kung Fu Panda Universal, which is Comcast. People forget that Universal is owned by
Kung Fu Panda.
Comcast. Yeah. Then at number two, actually, that was number two. Number two was Kung Fu Panda. Number four. Then tied for number one is Monkey Man and Godzilla versus King Kong. So those are tied for number one. Um, I have yet to see Monkey Man. I'm gonna see if I can get some time to go see it this week, or maybe tomorrow. Godzilla, it, it's got some problems, right? It was the script for the humans was terrible. Okay, the script for them acting it out, and I know these actors can act because you even had Wong. Was it Wong? No, not Wong. I forget who. No, it's the guy from. He's the black guy and a bunch of different stuff. And the guy can act. He's not a bad actor. It was just the stuff that they gave these guys was freaking terrible, right? Um, in in their part, in the humans' part, was not to be nothing other than to be watchers to this whole big event in between what the heck was going on with Godzilla, the Scar King, King Kong, little baby Kong and all this stuff. That stuff, the kaiju stuff was absolutely freaking amazing, freaking good stuff. And I will tell you to do yourself a service and go ahead and pay the extra bucks to go to the IMAX or to go to the Big D or anything that has like really good sound, like the speakers that will shake, right? Because that is where that money makes up, man. And because I can tell you, my the first time we went to see it, I went
I,
to see. Yeah, I went to see it with the family, and we went to see it on the Big D. And then my wife went again with my older son, to see it at the Alamo, which didn't have any of the extra stuff. And she says it just didn't feel the same. you can know. She said you noticed a big difference on like everything from how screens and the sound. It just didn't have that effect. So yeah, do go ahead and put some money into it.
There's a reason why I don't like doing the extra sound is because I use the audio descriptive,
Ah,
and when you're trying to hear a second audio track on top of your movie, so so you can understand everything that's digital going around.
well,
That's like a talk through thing because you got the
ah.
actual movie, and then you have someone in your headset going, and now Godzilla is smashing a white building.
Well, that's also that's the problem with this one is that it's not. Oh yeah, Godzilla smashing this. Yeah, I think at some point they do to go a
Well, I'm
little
just
too
giving
far
you an
with Godzilla.
example of what the audio description is doing in my headset.
Yeah.
So when I'm trying to concentrate on that, also kind of concentrate on the movie at the same time sometimes.
Hmm.
Some of the extra sound is just like it's overwhelming.
Hey, what's going on, Chad? Chad Cave says, "What up, mother fathers?" He says he has good speakers, monitor, audio, British made speakers. He's a bit of an audiophile, and that sound is 90% of the experience.
What's
Absolutely.
up there, Chad?
But if you notice, which you'll notice, I am asking you to notice, is who is missing from this list. That would be Disney. Disney does not have anybody in the top 10. If I even expanded this out, they wouldn't even have anybody in the top 20 right now when it comes to movies that are out there right now. Warner Brothers is up top. That's good. But then what's the hit? There's some hit numbers in here. So Warner Brothers is up top with Godzilla. Then they've also got the Dune at number 4. And then the hidden one is that Author the King, which I still don't know what the heck that is. It's Lionsgate. Lionsgate also probably gets a lot of money, a lot of their stuff through Warner Brothers. So it's kind of a vehicle. But then Universal, which is Comcast, coming in at number 1, tied for number 1 and 2. That one's really freaking interesting. I've been talking about Universal for a while. Or Comcast for a while. I think 2024 just might be uh just might be their year. Um, but there is somebody that is trying to come to the freaking throne and freaking trying to do some stuff, and we'll get into that a little bit. So AMP says he has heard Adam has an IPO on plugs coming soon. Is that you, Adam?
I played the fifth.
It's a proprietary information. All right. Some things that might trip us up within a couple of weeks is that this week you've got the consumer price index coming out, some core CPI stuff. Then the monthly U.S. federal budget is supposed to come out, some wholesale inventory stuff, and core PPI. These are some really important information. Excuse me, that will help the Fed determine whether or not to increase or lower rates. Right now, I'm hearing that they're just going to stay steady with everything. Um, Here's a little breakup. Did you know that the first appearance of Godzilla was in a manga?
Yes,
It's
I did.
called Science Adventure Picture Story Godzilla Omishiro book. We have yet to see a copy in a few years. It was going for $30,000. It was up and then it went down. Um, the reason why I bring this up is because that might have been gone, but there's other kaiju monsters that came from that series, that the Omishiro series, such as Rodan, which came in issue number 26, came later. So if you ever see these Omishiro manga freaking books pop up, go ahead and freaking grab them, man, because these are historical. Even though you're not gonna be able to read them unless you want to
I've not
learn
seen any of
Japanese.
these in like 20, 30 years.
Yeah. But they do pop up on they do pop up on eBay every once in a while. So just keep an eye out. Okay. Uh, let's get into some serious news right now. Um, Ed Piskor, um, who was the author for some Wolverine books, Hip Hop Grand Design, bunch of the Hip Hop Family Tree. He passed away this week.
Monday.
Um, at the age of 41, his family acknowledged that he passed away on April 1st. Because there was a lot of, and we're shocked, but people were trying to twist their heads because there was a lot of weird stuff that was happening prior to. I know a lot of people were trying to put um the, the pedophile label on him. And I'm not exactly sure because I was kind of on the fringes of it. I was kind of seeing like headlines going for it, and I didn't understand what the heck was going on. Other than what I did understand is that at some point he was communicating with somebody that was under the age of 18, which I don't care who you are, that's a no no. Well, once you know somebody's under the age of 18, you just say absolutely fuck not, or you say, hey, little girl, would you mind getting your mommy and daddy on the phone? That's the first thing you got to say. Hey, please get your mommy and daddy on the phone, and then let's talk through them. And then because look, there's nothing that should be able to say to a little girl that you can't say to freaking parents. It's just that out for me.
Agreed.
Um, but he was still communicating with her, talking about the art, talking with her in a professional and in his mind was a professional type manner.
Which at that point, still,
But
still nothing wrong at that point. But I think I agree with what you just said. That maybe he said, "All right, let's have this initial conversation in front of your parents, and if they're cool with it, fine."
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look.
Just to protect your ass legally in today's day and age.
Yeah. Look, they just had a documentary coming out about the whole Nickelodeon thing. What was it called? Quiet on the Set.
Yep.
So people are hyper vigilant about what the f is going on right now. Super hyper. And you got the whole situation with P Diddy running around.
Yeah.
His stuff coming out. And we're only what 3-4 years removed from the whole freaking what's the name of that freaking Netflix CEO? I forget what his name was.
I don't remember the Netflix CEO.
Yeah, it was the Netflix CEO. I forget what his freaking name was. But
you're not thinking of Miramax and Harvey Weinstein?
yeah. Oh yeah. Same guy. Freaking he had some dealings with Netflix and Miramax. Yeah. Adam got diddled by the diddler. Okay.
Is that Al? Is that on the chat somehow?
But
like you would say.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, once he started saying, "Hey, little girl, come over to, hey, would you come over here and you can sleep over my house?" And once again, I'm not familiar with everything that was said. That's when it takes a whole different turn as to what could be portrayed. And that's when people were really getting on him, like, "What, hey Ed, what the heck was going on?" And no matter how long of an apology letter or which you think you're going to try and explain yourself, it's over. It was a wrap. So Chad K was making a good point, like, hey, it's a bad decision to say the things he said, but the reason he took his own life is just as bad. And depression is absolutely
I knew he was gonna beat me to it.
Motherfather.
Yeah, at the end of the day, at this point, nothing's gonna bring him back. Could he have been innocent of everything? Possibly. My pimp says tell me that this wasn't the only thing that brought him to do what he did.
Yeah. But our condolences to the family. Please, give them their space to figure out what the heck is going on and where they can do going forward. But I will say we do have some life lessons to take out of that, and that is, man, leave them young people alone. Leave them. They are not playing with people now. Even if you're 20 years old, you don't be going talking to them people under 18. Talk if your intentions are honorable. That means you could talk to their freaking family. I'm telling you. People don't believe me. People don't believe me. They are, man, between Instagram and TikTok, there is a whole freaking thing right now about talking to these young people. So please, either leave them alone. First of all, figure out what age they are. absolutely off the rip. Oh, how old are you? Oh, you're 17. Okay, let me talk to your mommy and daddy off the rip. Don't mess around with them.
You see, because that's my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
so, no, I'm not kidding. That's my like. That's the first question out of my mouth is how old are you? And have I heard anything besides 18? Bye bye.
The amp says you gotta leave these young people alone if you, as the minor, feel threatened to go to the authorities with receipts, not social media. Yeah, and that is another thing that if you have a teen with access to phones or a computer, please do
Be a
yourself a
parent.
favor. Yeah. Well, sometimes you gotta come to them correctly, right? You gotta come to them and educate them on these creeps, right? Don't come at them like you shall not do this, you shall not do this. No, you got to come to them as like, hey, there's these creepy ass motherfuckers out there, right? And they're going to ask you for weird stuff. They're going to ask you for weird going to try and engage with you with weird conversations. They're going to ask you for weird freaking photos and all the other stuff. And tell them, hey, if they ever try to do that to you, let me know. I'm not even gonna be mad. Tell them I'm not even gonna be mad. But we need to freaking hunt that motherfucker down immediately. And you gotta come to 'em- if you can come to a parent if you want, but kids ain't gonna want to do that because they want their own space. But you gotta let them know. Let them know that there are these creepy ass people out there that are doing. Now I'm not once again. I'm not saying that Ed. Once again, I haven't even read everything. Ed was particularly freaking creepy and doing all that weird shit. But do educate. I am saying
Like I said, but in
educate your
today's day and
kids.
age, in the you know crucify everyone at the stake before they even know all the facts world we live in. It's better to be safe than sorry nowadays.
Yep. Yep. Amp says middle fingers to all the people that jumped on the bandwagon to attack without the facts. And Chad says he was beat at 100%. Not trying to victim blame, but why post the shit on social media 3 years later? That means that the young lady is 20 now.
Yep. And she was sitting on this. Why sit on something if you really were victimized in that way and you wanted to
Wow.
get some type of retribution for it? Why wait 3 goddamn years? That doesn't make sense to me. Something doesn't smell right there.
That's
It
crazy.
sounds like a cash grab.
That's crazy. Um, I mean, all I could do is freaking scratch my bald ass head, man. Trying to figure out what the heck going on. So this one has absolutely nothing to do with comics. But uh, this actor, Joseph Gatt, who was
Who
a
the
Game of
fuck is that?
Thrones, he was a guy that was on Game of Thrones. He's got Star Wars credits. Let's see, what else is he in? He's in a whole bunch of stuff. Star Wars, Sith stuff. He was in Shazam. He was in all types of stuff.
Okay.
Um, he just hit the LAPD with a $40 million suit because they
Oh
said
wow.
he was a he said he was a pedophile. Um, it was almost 2 years after Joe Gatt was arrested by the LAPD on now dismissed charges of engaging in online sexually explicit communication with a minor across state lines. That the Game of Thrones actor is now taking on the police and the Office of District Attorney George Gaston. In a $40 million suit filed Thursday in federal court, he alleges that he was labeled as a serial pedophile. And to that end, he and his attorneys have put before the court a sordid saga of a 16-year-old obsessed fan, a botched police profile, and a now former LA with supposed personal animosity against the actor. It's a weird story because apparently this actor Gat, he's known and they're like Lamborghinis and the Porsches. There's a community of people out there in LA, and they're all part of the same community, right? Um, Somehow this DA or something like that was a part of that community somehow, and just hated freaking Gat. So what he's saying now is that because he was part of the community and personally knew Gat and hated him, that's why he was bringing these freaking crazy ass freaking charges. The evidence that they used to bring the charge that he was communicating with this child who was 16 at the time is that there was a video that Gat had sent to the 16-year-old wishing him a happy birthday. Period.
Interesting.
So you know how there's like, so for context, you know how there's those websites where you can go in and ask for an actor or actors for
Yeah,
a happy birthday. Yeah, that was one of these deals, right? So the 16-year-old freaking got him, and
it's you pay whatever the fee is for they get it done and it gets done.
mhm. And that's what this was. And they somehow mixed this up. And when they were bringing it in front of the judge and the freaking jury and everything, well, the grand jury, they were saying, "Oh yeah, we got this communications from this guy," and they didn't mention actually what it was. And and the funny thing is, because they were saying it was explicit communication, even though they were lying about what the explicit communication was, they can't necessarily show it to anybody. They get to say, well, we saw it and we can't show it to you, judge, because it's explicit. So the judge was like, oh yeah, okay, I'll take your word for it. Yeah, if we can go ahead and freaking slam the man. So in the meantime, while all this is going down, this dude is losing all the freaking deals. He's losing acting gigs. Nobody wants anything to do with the freaking guy. He's just getting his stuff like all freaking jacked up, man. And I don't know how he eventually got out of it, because apparently, they eventually had to freaking bring it to light. Like, hey man, all this was a fucking birthday message. And it wasn't like a whole bunch. Like we don't even know what you're talking about when it comes to cereal. It was like one time. So it was crazy. Eugene Young is asking, did he sing it like Marilyn Monroe? I don't know. I guess we'll never know, man.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, I was looking for what he was in, and I actually had it here. So he was in Black Adam, Titanic 666, Star Wars: The Old Republic, Legacy of the Sith, which was a game. He was also in a video game for The Old Republic, Onslaught, and some NCIS New Orleans, Dumbo, and The Elder Scrolls Online, Somerset.
Interesting.
Yep. Okay, again, for like the last 2 months, I've been telling everybody about the whole Disney shareholders vote. The standing chair members freaking won. It was tight for a while until one of the activists, the leading activist, the guy who was trying to get those guys kicked out, his name is Nelson Peltz, said, hey, why do you have to have a cast that's all women? Okay, that's a weird question, but because I don't remember any movie that was just all women so far. But then he also said, hey, and why do I need an all black cast? Excuse me? Are you talking about Black Panther, the one that got you $1 billion on the first rip, and then for the second one got you guys $800 million? Is that the one you guys are? That means to me that this dude, not only does he not know anything about the movie industry, but he doesn't even watch freaking movies, because he just said that.
He apparently knows nothing about the company that he's on the board for.
Yeah. So after that shit, all of a sudden, after he said that stuff, all of a sudden a whole bunch of the other companies that had a whole bunch of stocks and shares just started freaking go ahead and started, oh, we can't have that, and just started voting for Disney. Just voting for the current standing members. They said, yeah, we can't have that. That dude's fucking crazy. Now, Bob Iger says, hey, for this woke content that you guys are talking about, you can't please everybody at the same time. That's true. And he says, and he believes some of these people that are criticizing the woke Disney don't even know what woke means. And he's probably addressing Nelson Peltz when he was saying all that crazy stuff. So as a result of the absolutely crazy and misogynistic attitude of Nelson Peltz, they freaking lost. And the only problem is that the reason why it was going to 122 is because a lot of people thought that some of these other board members were going to get kicked out because of the weird stuff that they were doing with Star Wars and the weird direction that they were taking some of the Disney stories. They were like, yeah, we got to get these guys out of here. But now that the current guys are staying in, the people that have been putting in these weird woke freaking policies and stuff, now it's going back down to 118, and it might be going all the way down. Because the last big thing that I remember them talking about was Fortnite. That was big. But ever since then, they've been talking about, oh yeah, we're going to expand the parks, and we're going to put in the stuff for Avatar and all this other stuff. And I don't give a damn about Avatar. Everybody cared about Avatar maybe 10, 15 years ago.
Fuck Avatar. Fuck
Yeah.
it. I said it.
But I do know that the activists, what they wanted to do is they wanted to put a lot more stores out there and a lot more parks out there. They wanted to put one in freaking West Virginia or North Carolina, right? I think they wanted to put one in Vegas or near Vegas.
Let's see. Let's see. What Disney do well? Why not? It's getting everything else that's family friendly now. So why not fucking Disney?
Let's see.
I actually think Disney would do well in Vegas.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, moving on. Yep. So you guys have till June before Disney starts kicking off or stopping the password sharing. That's what they think they're going to make a lot more money that way. And
they're gonna do what Netflix did.
Yeah. Also for Disney, they have this. So they got that card game called Lorcana, and apparently now they're going to have a competition. It's going to start in May 25th in Atlanta. It's going to be part of the new competitive circuit, which is moving to the Georgia World Congress Center with capacity to increase to 2,048 players, with players having 24 hours to respond before the offer ends. So that's crazy. Yeah, so you got to buy a ticket, then you get to play. And then player caps for future events are being doubled, and Ravensburger is working to accelerate plans to ramp up the circuit with additional events prior to the Continental Championships. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. And then, and $6 million for Superman 1.
Action Comics 1, bro.
Yeah.
I talked about that on my show earlier tonight.
The record clips their old record of 5.3 million. Amazingly, this copy is the same grade as the copy of Action Comics #1 that sold for 3.25 million just 3 years ago. Oh, so that's an interesting tidbit. So there was one old one that was a 8.5 that sold for 3.25 million. So there's a higher grade that's out there that's 5.3 that needs to go right back up for auction. And then think about it.
Interesting.
Pixel Trader is saying that Disney should have a hotel resort present in Vegas, but not necessarily a full park. Well, I think if I remember correctly, they used to have some stores out there, but they closed down because the stores just weren't freaking working. So yeah. And then what else we got? Oh, some dates. See, Mandalorian and Grogu. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I know they just announced a bunch of new movie dates too.
Yeah. And Jon Favreau's big screen version of The Mandalorian and Grogu, is to update a Star Wars title. Will release on May 22, 2026.
Yep.
Star Wars films on a theatrical release calendar for Then Toy Story 5 is the title of the untitled Pixar movie for June 19th, 2026. Then there's a live action version of Moana. Um,
Why?
yeah, it's going to be in June 27th, 2025 to July 10th, 2026. Tron Ares, produced by former Disney live action movie president, is filling the Disney RSVP for an untitled movie on October 10th, 2025. Paramount has an Aang Avatar. Da, 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 and that's about it. So interesting, interesting days. We're talking about 2026 already. Jeez.
I know, right?
Um, when it comes to, let's go back to IDW because I was talking about how all of a sudden um their stock went up. Well, apparently they released, how many was it? 500 people this week for IDW. Um, so that's less than people they have to pay. We don't know. They've been laying off people since last April. Trying to cut the fat. So I don't know exactly what they're gearing up for, but yeah, they've been doing it pretty hard right now. I do know they hired another big person, maybe like a VP or something like that. But then in the meantime, they fired a whole bunch of people, so that's kind of crazy. All right, all right. We are at the 41-minute mark. Should we play a trailer?
Yeah, that'd
Yes,
be
let's
kind of cool.
play. Let's play Transformer remix, and then that because I got some other stuff I need to load up.
Enough of this! Nothing of you will be left but salvage, Starscream! You're banished from Earth forever! You'll regret that you did not destroy me, Megatron! I shall have my revenge!
Remix. Chad K was saying Sydney Sweeney can be every woman in every movie from now on. She's got one movie that's out right now, where she's a nun. I forget what movie that
I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name of it myself.
is. That Cabrini?
Maybe?
Oh no, no, no! It's called Immaculate. I remember now. It's called Immaculate. Yeah. Um. Let's see. I'll keep an eye on it. And Chad Cave says that she's also doing Barbarella. Okay.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. All right, here we go with some of the books that I saw that were trending or at least selling well. I used Terapeak as a resource. All right, Space Ghost #1 was doing well. This one is set to come out on May 1st. Then Ultimate Spider-Man. I think this is issue number 5 or 6.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Free Comic Book Day, Barkham Asylum. Then Avengers Twilight #5.
Yep, great series.
Then another another issue of Venom, Pikachu. Void Rivals #8. Ultimate Ultimate Spider-Man. This is going to be the 5th printing of issue #1.
Yep.
Batman, issue number 146. Part
Okay,
2
bro.
of Dark Prisons.
Yeah, I just read it. I read it, and it actually was a really. I'm enjoying it.
All right, so that was the top 10. Batman number 46 sold at least 63 copies within the last 7 days. That Ultimate Spider-Man 5th printing that Mark Giachetto, 49 copies in the last 7 days, which is really interesting for a 5th print. And then there was also, don't forget that there's also going to be a blank for the 4th print of that. There's a blank sketch for that. That one is coming out this coming week. That one's already sold 47 copies.
Well,
So,
for Ultimate Spider-Man,
yes, for that Ultimate Spider-Man number 1.
the
So if
fourth,
you
because
use,
there's a blank for the fourth print.
yeah, so if you see a cheap copy, don't pay full price. If you see a cheap copy, go ahead and pick that up because people are looking for those. Captain America number 8. That one actually just came out this past week. Go ahead and well, it's up to you. Check it out digitally, or whatever, because there are some first appearances in there.
It's
It's
also an
like,
interesting read.
yeah, if you have a fever or are doing mushrooms, do not read that fucking book. Don't freaking read it. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that. But yeah, it was pretty good. Some pretty good strong numbers for some variety of books with Void Rivals and Venom number 32. That was the issue number. Um, doing pretty well. All right, here are some of the new releases that I was keeping my eye out on this week. Archie and Friends number 1, Hot Rod Racing. One of the first times that Hot Rod is making a crossover with Archie and Friends. So people were definitely picking that book up. And
Nice.
then Adventures Twilight, book number 3, the second print. That was the one with Kamala Khan on the cover. And then Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, issue number 3. I don't know how to describe it. I just don't know how to describe it
You know
other
what?
than
Let me
it's
ask
super
you:
cool.
is there anyone in the chat or Lucas has read this from issue 1 to now that recommends reading it when it eventually gets
I
collected and trade?
I I would say get issue number 1 and then also get the trade as well because issue number they've been good. They've been good so
And
far.
like I said, I was taking the making money with it aside for a minute,
Mm.
and is a good enough story that's going to make me want to say, yeah, yeah, this is a good book to buy and sell.
uh Jack Haven says Lucas ain't got a hair on his RS if he doesn't tell Adam my lip reading joke. Wait, what?
What the fuck?
Okay. Chad Cave's joke is Adam can hear vaginas. It's his way of reading lips.
I like that. I like that.
um, also, this is a book that I did really well with this week. Deadpool number 1. I didn't sell the other copies, but I have been selling those foils pretty well. The Annie Huckley foils, those have been selling pretty well. But apparently, the Javier Garron Vampire Blood Hunt, freaking annoying, that's been selling pretty well. Then Geiger number 1, Ghost Machine from Image number 1. Grimm had a book that came out. Gunslinger, issue number 30, not sold out yet, but it has been selling. The stock for the distributors is getting kind of low. Last Mermaid, issue number 1. I have not read this one yet, but it's pretty much been selling pretty good. The second print sold out, and issue number 2 sold out as well. So this one is one to keep an eye out for. One hand, man. Even issue number 3, issue number 1 sold out, issue number 2, and now we got issue number 3, cover A and B selling out. Rook Exodus number 1 by Image, that one sold out. The cover A by Fabric in particular. And that is it. So let's go ahead and play this trailer by Bad Dream. Stand by.
Hi everyone, it's Nicole Maines. I am here to tell you that my new young adult graphic novel, Bad Dream, A Dreamer's Story, illustrated by the incomparable Rye Hickman, is on sale now. So hurry over to your local comic book shop and go pick it up. Trust me, it's there waiting for you.
a sweetheart.
So
I've met her a couple times.
yeah. So could you do Drunken Chat a favor? Could you, even if you're not getting ready to, purchase the book, go ahead over to Nicole's Mains, find her on Twitter or on Instagram, and say, hey, what's up from Drunken Chat, Comic Crusaders, or Drunken Chat, or wherever we want to say it from. Just say, yeah, we heard about your book on this page, just so we can, get the juices flowing. Because she's a cutie patootie, and
No,
it'll be interesting.
she's a fangirl, so it's. She took for example, for DC Comics, she took a nothing character like Dreamer and turned it into something cool.
Oh. Good to hear, man. Good to hear that we have some pretty girls still in the hobby. All right, so Christopher the Great says there will be so many Redcoat, Rook, and Geigers out there. As a buddy of his ordered 1,000 of one and 500 of each of the others. Good Lord.
I know a couple people who who bought in really high on all the Ghost Machine stuff.
And then earlier he also said that first appearance of Death Grip, the way he spoke at the end, I thought he was just saying Death Grip. Oh yeah. So in
Deadpool 1, bro.
Yeah, Deadpool 1, first appearance of Death Grip. Yeah.
He was actually. I read it. The Deadpool. This is the best fucking Deadpool book in years. This stuff great. They brought back Ellie Camacho, his daughter from a couple series ago.
Yeah.
The interaction between him and the symbiote dog was fucking awesome. This is the most fun I've had with the character in years.
Chad K was asking, did you guys see Melinda decorating a Spider-Man ask with supposedly thousands of dollars in Swarovski crystals? Huh?
What the god? Hey,
what is he talking
if
about?
We're talking about Melinda Young. Fuck her.
Who is Melinda?
Melinda's Comics. Google it.
Nah.
Let's waffle.
Yeah. Let's get on to the FOC. I pulled out because this is a slow week.
Out.
Yeah, this was a slow week when the FOC. So I tried to crunch it down so we're not taking freaking a long time. Because they like to give us a bunch of like 500 page. Yeah,
What's up with that?
Yeah, I pull out. My pull out game is strong, man.
Okay.
And once again, you guys can pause. For some reason I just got the list up, so you guys can pause it if you guys want to take a look at it, because I also have the SKU codes on here. But yeah, House of Slaughter number 23 is on FOC. Criminal 16. Ranger Academy number 7. I've got some Ranger Academy incentives that I can get people for cheap if you guys want. In fact, I need to go check that out. So there's a bunch of first appearances in those. So in fact, I gotta check and make sure those are still available in a minute. Something is killing the children. There's some T-shirts out there. There's extra large.
They finally made T-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's better than those fucking do-rags that they were having. The forward DC. Yeah. For DC Comics got Flash 2024 annual, Nightwing annual is on. Then you got Suicide Squad, Kill Arkham Asylum, Superman House of Brainiac special number 1. I've read both the House of Brainiac special number 1 and the Suicide Squad art. Is it the Suicide Squad?
The Suicide Squad?
No. It was a Harley Quinn. It was a Harley Quinn one, and there was nothing special in there. Lilo Stitch number 3, Space Ghost number 1. Yep, that one's on FOC this week.
Wait, so that's FOC this week. Hang on, because my other source I can't order Diamond Knight from. Space Ghost number 1's on FOC this week.
Yes, it is. So let me know if you need it. There's for Space Ghost number 1. There is a FOC. There's 2 FOC books on there. And then there's a Barron's limited version, which is about $50. Then there's a Chung Premium Metal, and then the
Ooh.
Mentino foil. So there's a bunch of stuff out there.
What's the metal limited to?
It's $100 retail, but yeah, let me know. And then once again, I don't charge $100 for those premium metals. I try to charge as close to cost as I can without breaking the freaking bank.
Space Ghost.
Okay, for Marvel Comics, Amazing Spider-Man 49, Avengers 14, and there's apparently that's going to be a thing this week or maybe this month. Black costumes. So there's an Enyaq Lee black costume variant. Then there's Age of Spider-Verse for number 2, second print. There's a 1 in 25 done by Carrie Andrews. It's okay. But then Fantastic Four number 20 has a Hildebrandt Thing variant. Blood Hunters number 1, Captain America number 9 has a Lionel Yu black costume. Then Captain Marvel number 8 has a Sergio Davila black costume. Looking down the list, Deadpool Wolverine number 3, number 1's got a Gabriel Delgado and a Rob Liefeld. You know they've got their fans. And then Doctor Strange number 15, Ken Lashley black costume variant. Get Furry number 1 is going to be
Get
on
Furry?
FOC. Get Furry number 1.
Get
And
first.
yep. Giant Size X-Men number 1, Immortal Thor number 10. It's been an interesting read. Incredible Hulk number 12.
Have to catch up on the last couple of issues on that.
Yeah, it's a trip. It's a trip.
It's a great book.
Some context needed. Some context needed. And in fact, I need to pull out the Matrix that I did. Goodness gracious, maybe 2020. So that would have been 4 years ago. I did a Matrix on what's going on in Epic 4 years ago because it's written by Ewing. So he's been setting this up for a long time. But Incredible Hulk number 12, it's got a David Nakayama black costume. And don't worry, for some of these I will have photos. New Mutants number 98 facsimile edition has a foil coming out. Then Spider-Gwen. Yeah, Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider has a 1 in 100 by Frizen. It looks really freaking good, as well as all these look good. 1 in 50 by Villalobos, and then Spider-Man Shadow of Green Goblin number 2, as well as a black costume variant. It doesn't say who the artist is for that one. Looking down the line, Spider-Woman number 7, Peach Momoko, black costume, Star Wars. Definitely a lot of stuff coming out. I'm not interested in that. Venom number 33 has a Juan Ferreira. Then we're looking at Wolverine number 49 has a David Nakayama black costume. And then X-Men number 97 has a second print Marvel animation variant. And then X-Men Forever number 3 has an Enyaq Lee black costume variant. All right, here we go. This is how the Harley Quinn 2024 annual looks like. It's just got her chilling on the beach, drinking, I guess maybe is that a pina colada out of a coconut?
Nice.
Yeah, it's done by cover A, done by C.A. Henderson.
Nice.
And then Suicide Squad Kill Arkham Asylum number 4, cover C, David Nakayama. What's going on? Here we go. Dark Horse has this one, Heat Piercer number 1. For some reason, looks like
It's odd.
yeah, for some reason subtitles have started, and I don't know where they're starting from. That's so weird. That's the last thing I need is to see how terrible I speak. So up right now I have, let's see, Masters of the Universe Revolution number 1, Star Wars High Republic Adventures Saber, going for $4.99 by Dark Horse. Usagi Yojimbo Crow number 2. There's a 1 in 10 that has the cover yet to be released. There's a cover B by Mitsuhiro. It looks pretty damn good. I'm going to keep my eye out on that 1 in 10 to see what it looks like, see if they actually end up revealing it. Masterpiece number 5, cover A by Believe. That one's been an interesting freaking read. Witcher Corvo Bianco, back to issue number 1. Then there's a cover D by Molina. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, issue number 6. There is a 1 in 25. Teenage Mutant Black, White, and Green, number 1. I kind of like that cover D, 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
It's got a super realistic Splinter on there, and as well as the Turtles.
Nice.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Untold Destiny of the Foot Clan, issue number 3. I kind of like all of these covers, man, to include the 1 in 10, but unfortunately, people really haven't been feeling the titular character on her right now. I forget what her name is. She's like the daughter of Shredder. People just really haven't been, people really haven't been feeling her. Godzilla's 70th anniversary. There's a nice sketch type cover with which is a 1 in 50 by Adams.
Yeah, actually, I like this. I like that the Adams, and I'm hoping that this is a good story.
Spawn issue number 353. That cover B by Martina looks really good. I just got to get back into it because I can't remember what the name of half of these characters are anymore.
Like I said, I read it. I haven't read anything since 350, so.
Yeah. Then Ice Cream Man at number 39.
Wow, this book is still going strong.
It is still going strong, and cover A is not too. Is okay. Actually, when I think about the concept, I kind of like I really like it. It's a family that's in an accident, and I'm talking about not just a fender bender. I'm talking about they're for sure dead. They're for sure going to freaking die. So I don't know, man. But I do like cover B, which is a freaky Ice Cream Man unto itself. But man, I guess I gotta order cover A now just because I like the concept. Dark Ride number 12 by Woodgard, and of course there is the 125 by Tony Fleeks, which was a homage to Toy Story.
Awesome sauce.
There's a new book by Image called Monolith, issue number 1. Cabinet number 4 by Image has different covers by Margaret Savage. There's in the Margaret Savage cover, it has like a regular trade rest, and there's like a Virgin, which is a 1 in 10, and there's a black and white Virgin, which is a 1 in 25. Cobra Commander issue number 5. I'm still missing the covers for cover D 1 in 25, cover E 1 in 50. And cover B, Santa Luco.
Okay.
G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, number 306. And then Napalm Lullaby, issue number 3. I've got issue number one on my freaking list to read. Like, it's sitting in my pile right here to read. I keep forgetting about it. To freaking pick it up and freaking actually pull it out of its freaking slip covers and actually freaking read it. I'll get to it, hopefully. Then Something Epic number 10 has a pretty good freaking cover, man. It's got the Game Boy. It's got a Game Boy as its freaking cover.
Nice.
Transformers number 8. I'm missing cover C, 1 in 10, the 1 in 25, and the 1 in 50. All we have is the cover A, but let me tell you, the cover A still looks pretty good. It's by Johnson and Spicer.
Nice.
And Ain't No Grave, man. Image has coming out with a bunch of #1 issues on FOC this week, as well as One Hand #4 A and B is going to be on FOC this week. Philadelphia issue number 35 is on FOC this week, and I'm going to tell you that cover B by Crane really looks pretty good because it's got Savage Dragon, and I know people really have been loving these crossover freaking covers. So this is something that you might want to
Right
read.
now, with the story in Savage Dragon,
Philadelphia is a strong story on its own, man.
yeah.
Savage Dragon, come on now.
Hey man, read issues 268 and 269, which are probably in my top 10 reads of the year right now.
I'd have to pick that up. Whisper Queen, issue number 1, cover C by Valero O'Connell, looks pretty good. It's a story written by Chip Zdarsky. Sir Christopher the Great, however, thinks that the Whisper Queen cover B is the one to pick up.
Interesting.
Beer Pirate Viking Queen. Beer Pirate Viking Queen number 1. Too many words for me to say all at once. Beer Pirate Viking Queen. All right. Savage Dragon issue number 270. That's got a homage to Peanuts.
They did the Peanuts homage. All right. This continuing the story of the mouse.
And then that's all the ones that I really wanted to pull out for FOC this week. Let me see what you guys were saying. Christopher Gray says Deadpool is fire. He said he had to buy a lot of those. Plus, we'll be getting a new Deadpool lead team. She's supposed to be decorating a Spider-Man mask with money. All the Ghost Rider variants are sick.
Take that Spider-Man and shove it up her vagina.
Yep. Then all the Black Suit variants are super fire, especially the Wolverine. Then we'll get the first appearance of the new Wolverine suit. Every time you see a guy say it, you should have to say Space Ghost. So the problem is that I never watched Space Ghost. I
never watched Space Ghost?
No, I was more of a Scooby-Doo and Johnny Quest type of freaking kid, and the Odyssey and British comedy type freaking dude.
I mean, that's good, still good stuff.
Now Doctor Who and Star Trek, that was my shit. EOSV Virgin Spooky Man. Is Jack Davis is that giant size X-Men at 9.9 though. Prison Lobos. First appearance of new Wolverine suit is in number 49. First cover and Guts is A. Then GTF Press 2024 May 4th cosplay pinup special cover C. Sir Christopher Great says Oz Fall of Emerald City issue number 2 cover C by Sonka. And Chad had to go. Never watched Space Ghost. Yeah, Herculoids. Yeah.
Hercules always weirded me out as a kid.
Yep. All right, here we go. Here are some of the books that are coming out this week, April 10th, 2024. Rat City has a cover, which once again, this is an Image book, but Rat City has a book that has Spawn on the cover right there, but it's not just a regular Spawn. It looks like it's a different version of Spawn. So, might want to think about at least reading the book and think about picking it up. I Hate Fairyland coming in hot with the Deja Thuris type Red Sonja type Conan type Kamaj. I think maybe more like a Hanan, Conan, or Beastmaster type homage type cover.
I'm surprised that this book is still going strong.
It is still it hasn't come out yet, but I can tell you this: the in stock is low. It is very low. So
yeah, I'm talking just basically as a franchise. I'm surprised that this thing is still. It hasn't tapped yet.
It's IP ready, but I'm surprised that nobody has actually picked it up to try and put it in something, whether it be an
'Cause I
animated.
think it would make an amazing animated series.
Yeah, I mean, if Hazbin Hotel, which is an amazing thing in itself, can do what it's doing right now, why the hell can't you do that with I Hate Fairyland? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And that's without me having like any. I have no skin in the freaking game at all. On I Hate Fairyland. I don't have any freaking books, but I do think that the
Like I said, I checked out the motion comic on YouTube. I like the concept. I like Scotty Young, so
yeah. Sir Christopher Great says Pooh versus Bambi issue number 2A. And Chad Gave says he put it on the Discord, but did he mention that there's going to be a Perillo Godzilla? No, you did not, but I didn't know.
Wait, and did someone say Bambi versus Pooh?
Yes, Pooh versus Bambi. Yep.
Come on. Pooh's got to kill Bambi. Please, Pooh, just kill fucking Bambi. Fuck Bambi. Bambi scared me as a kid.
Let's see. Godzilla. Paril. Yeah, it looks like it's not pulling up for me and my. Yeah, it looks like it's not pulling up for me in Diamond yet. So it might be a while before it gets to me. But yeah, let's keep going. Napalm Lullaby issue number 2 is going to be out there. That one's low in stock. The Incredible Hulk issue number 11. The Blood Hunt cover. Then Battle Quest Epic 2024 Epic Nomad and Stealth Siege issue number 1. Then Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees issue number 5, cover A and B. Edge of Spider-Verse number 3. That one's the sales for that one have been picking up. It actually, I would say a month ago, the cover A did really well off the freaking bat. Off the bat. Boom. But for me, the prices, people have just started picking it up for me within the last 2 days. I think people are going, oh shit, the new freaking guy, and they have just now started picking it up for me. And that's with the $4.99 freaking cover price. Don't forget there is a 1 in 10 by Pete Woods and a 1 in 25 by Marco, which is actually pretty freaking nice. But then the prize was that 1 in 50 by Daniel. Ultimate Black Panther number 1 that has a third print, 1 in 25, and the regular cover for it. Once again, this is for the third print is by Peach Momoko.
Okay.
Check cases. Check my AG. Trying to figure out how to send this to myself. This is a retail exclusive. Hawkins Collectibles.
Never heard of them. And what Godzilla was the 70th?
Man, had me thought I missed something. Let's see, Hawkins Collectibles, Godzilla. Yeah, so here we go. Godzilla 70th anniversary, number 1, Perillo Virgin. They're saying it's limited to 1,200. Pre-order for 5.8, and it's going for $19.99.
That's just not that bad.
For real. Okay. Jack Cave says he pre-order. He usually doesn't do pre-orders, but it's pro Godzilla.
Cool.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have it, man. Freaking like a week ago when the freaking movie came out, that would have been freaking nice. Okay, but moving on. Thank you for that freaking chat. Thanks. Ultimate Spider-Man #1, fourth print, blank cover, and then there's the fourth print by Marco. Ultimate X-Men issue #2 is coming out. Then there's also the 1 in 10 by Peach Momoko. And then there's Ultimate X-Men #2, 1 in 25 by Phil Nono.
Hopefully the story picks up.
Then the Invincible Iron Man issue #17, Legacy 667. This is the vampire variant. It's Tom was asking where's that Godzilla available? It's on it's on eBay. It's on eBay. In fact, do I still have it? And I'm not promoting these guys or anything because I have no dealings with those guys whatsoever. But I tell you what, if you buy something from these guys, make sure you send them a message of who sent you there to them.
Yep.
That's all I'm asking. There it is. It's in the freaking link. It's in the chat. X-Men #97. Man, this one is sold out at distributor level. So I know people have definitely been liking these. Some of the 97 covers. I actually sold. I'm not saying a lot, but I surprisingly a lot of the X-Men 97 covers. The ones that I did freaking get. I'm waiting on a correction because there's the not cover that didn't freaking send me for some freaking reason.
I've been doing well with the figures.
Uncanny Valley #1. People have been eyeballing the fuck out of cover F, which is the unlockable cover for that one. I know Midtown sold it for $30 and they ended up selling out of it.
I'm looking
And
forward to reading that.
yeah, can't wait. And well, that Adam was all I got. Did you have anything else that you wanted to talk about?
No, I did not, man. I want to get your thoughts on the female Silver Surfer. Yeah, Artifacts 12 and 13 are blowing up.
Fuck it, why not? I mean, yeah, fuck it, why not? I can care less. I can care less. I mean, let's have them do the Fantastic Four correctly first. Then they
I
can
think they're
spend money on
rushing
doing
it.
the
My
Silver
thing is,
Surfer.
I think they're rushing it, and let's get a really, really good Fantastic Four movie. I wish we would get no Galactus, no Surfer, no Doom. Give us a villain that actually we haven't seen on the screen before. Would be kind of cool. And build some of the other things that we know we're going to get anyways, organically a little bit more. Build up to it.
Yeah. I mean, I would say the only thing that I would say is okay, now that you've did a female surfer, are they eventually going to bring in a male surfer? Right? Are they going to explain? Because remember, the surfers, she's just a herald of Galactus. She's just one of the many heralds of Galactus that they've been trying to tell us about for the last 4 years. They're like, she will be one of the many heralds. So don't just give me the female surfer. Give me the other heralds of Galactus that are out there. Then bring Thor back. Give me the ultimate. It's not the ultimate Thor. Is it the ultimate Thor? Because Thor at one point was a herald of Galactus as well. Give me that. Give me this whole crazy freaking thing of Galactus, and explain to me who Galactus is. Take me slowly along that whole thing. I want to see the Fantastic Four. I want to
That'd be
see the
amazing.
kids. I want to see the kids, but right now, we don't have a lot of confidence in who they are. They're talking about, was it the not the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Eternals, doing the Eternals 2. That might be freaking canceled. Okay, cancel it. I don't care. What about Adam? I did want to see Adam fully developed. I thought that the actor that they had there was not the guy in the fucking first place. It feels like they just put him in there just to just to make him the laughing boy, right?
Yep.
So if you are going to sex switch anybody, like, okay, you fucked up Adam, right? You fucked up the Adam character. How about you switch him, because there is an Eve character out there that came out last year. Go ahead and freaking do that, and we can make her a super competent, right? Do something like that.
That would be sweet.
Ketchak Cave says they're going to blend universes and make it make sense, then go back to one universe. I agree. The female surfer is going to be in a complete different universe. That's the main 616. Maybe they'll make it Sydney Sweet. I know they got that one. Yeah. I know they got that one character. I forget what show she was on, and she's okay. The Thor Circles of Great says that Thor is coming back in a more serious tone, and yes, they can do anything with a multiverse. Absolutely.
True that. Until they get rid of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's all I got. It is currently 2:30 in the morning. It is time for us to freaking put our heads down and go to bed, because there's a lot of sports happening tomorrow that I got to get prepared for. I do appreciate you guys freaking snapping by, and freaking absolutely, if there's anything I missed, let me know, because I'm looking for a reason to do another freaking show on a Saturday night. Once again, thank you and bless you guys, man, and please stay safe and stay sane. Out.
For each man in his time to take, the two walks along the beach, and sees his future in the water, along the pond within his reach. Forever needed was the one.
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
As you guys know, it is Drunken Chat, son.